Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. The topic of this video is going to be how to get over a breakup. So if you think about a breakup and the feelings that it brings, you feel disappointed, betrayed, disrespected, underappreciated, abandoned, all of those things. So the Bible verse that I chose for today's topic is Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 8. And it says, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged." So with that, I think it's perfect for the topic because whatever we're feeling after a breakup, it's important to know that we don't have to feel that way towards God, even if we're feeling that way towards the person that had just separated from us. We can find comfort in knowing that God is not going to be the one to betray us. He's not going to be the one to abandon us when we need him the most. He's not going to be the one to discourage us or forsake us like this verse says. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're the one who's going through a breakup right now, a separation or a divorce. So just keep that close to your heart. I think that's super important and it should give you some peace and some relief of the situation. All right, so let's get right into it. Number 1 on how to get over a breakup is actually give yourself permission to feel your emotions. So allow yourself to actually experience the pain of the breakup or the divorce or separation, because it's become so normalized to just mask our emotions and make ourselves appear as if we're not hurting at all no matter what happens, which is really more detrimental to us actually. So let's not do that. Let's actually become stronger people and more emotionally intelligent people. And with that, I'll actually give you actual scientific evidence of this. So emotional avoidance, it does increase activity in parts of the brain like the amygdala, which is actually supposed to detect threats in your environment. So while it does that, at the same time, it also decreases activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thought and obviously emotional regulation. So don't do that because it will actually make you make worse decisions and more reckless decisions while doing that. And when it's affected like this, when the prefrontal cortex is affected like this, it can lead to anxiety, which is really common, depression, which is also really common, and just other mental health struggles. And it's just really crazy to me that pretending to be tough is the thing that's making us weaker and weaker. So keep that in mind and please don't do that. And another tip I would share with you guys to get over this in a healthier and quicker way is setting a timer for about 10 to 20 minutes uninterrupted by yourself, to just feel what you feel without fear, judgment, or scrutiny from anyone. I think that would be best because that way you can just sit with yourself, talk to yourself, write it out, simply get it out, and don't let it haunt you or control you. So just simply get ahead of it, honestly. I think that's the best way to put it. So get ahead of it and know that it's not the end of the world, and know that you're not actually weak. You're not so fragile to where you can't take stuff like this. Like, you're built to survive. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully that will make you feel a little bit more peace of mind. And it's not just me who recommends this, by the way. It's also a licensed clinical social worker in Brooklyn named Susan Bernstone. So shout out to her. If you guys want to go check her out, please do. She's got a lot of important information on this topic, so check her out for sure. And another thing too, under this tip, number 1, I would also say try writing a letter to your ex, but don't send it. At this point, I would just write the letter, get everything out that you want to get out, use whatever language, talk however you want to in the letter. Like, if you gotta curse him out, curse him out. If you got to get it out any way you want, just do that, but get it out and keep it to yourself instead of sending it. And then after that part, you can burn it, you can rip it up, like whatever gives you that closure that you think you need. And it's not just the letter that you could do. You could also write a song. You could make a short film. I don't know, like just write a journal entry, whatever you would like to do. And next up after that, once you've gotten all the emotions out that you needed to, I would then ask yourself, okay, what do I need now? Do I need to go to the gym? Do I need to go watch my favorite movie again? Do I need to take myself out on a date? Whatever it may be, at this point, I think you're going to be more likely to have more clarity in order to answer these questions after you've released those powerful emotions. So with that, also the caveat to that though is ask yourself as well, alongside those questions, ask yourself, okay, will this coping mechanism nurture me in a good way in this moment? Will it feel good after? Or is this self-sabotaging behavior? So keep those in mind, and that will steer you in the right direction with what to do next, I think. That way you're not thinking, oh, well, drinking and getting drunk with my friends will feel good. But is it self-sabotaging? Yes, then don't do it. If it's self-sabotaging in any way, I would not do it. Even if you think it'll feel good in the moment, just don't do it if it's going to be detrimental in the future. Okay. Going on to number 2, which is seek definite distance from the relationship. This is a really tricky one because I know a lot of us are going through co-parenting scenarios, which makes it really difficult to really seek that much distance from them all the way. So I'll start off with those who are not in the co-parenting relationship. So if it's just a cut dry breakup, then it's a lot easier. So if you still got some type of ownership shared with each other, like you have a house that you own together, if you have a car, a dog, or something like that, then I would just see if you can get a family member or a trusted friend to be your proxy or like your spokesperson in a way for the time being until you figure out how to resolve the issues with the shared ownership between you guys. And then after that point, just cut it off cold turkey. Don't talk to them after that at all, and give yourself time to just heal on your own without constantly talking to them about random stuff. So keep that in mind with that. But for co-parenting, however, I might have to make a second video to go deeper into that because I know that can get pretty crazy. So with co-parenting though, you could try to use the same tip that I just mentioned. So like getting a proxy or a spokesperson to step in for you for the time being, at least, however long it takes for you to get past the breakup, or even somewhat, like let's say you just need a couple weeks of a break to not have to talk to them or see them, then I would definitely work something out with one of your friends or one of your family members for drop-off times for the kid or for the kids, and however you got to do it. But at least take you a break. Like, I'm not saying the whole 18 years just don't talk to them and have somebody else talk to them for you. I'm not saying that. That's not realistic. So yeah, just for the time being, whatever makes sense, a week, 2 weeks, a couple of days at least, something, like anything for you to catch your breath. And this doesn't just go for females, it goes for men too. I don't want y'all thinking I'm discriminating or anything like that. So either side, however the situation is, just keep that in mind. And I also want to add that I know it can be really hard to keep your emotions in check when you're going through a breakup or when you're dealing with a crazy person that you used to love and have feelings for and everything like that. But I will say, keep in mind that your children only have one childhood, and the childhood is actually the most impactful part of someone's life, I think, and it sets the building blocks for the rest of their lives. So keep in mind, you don't want them experiencing the trauma of you arguing and going back and forth and going through a lot of drama with this person. So what I would do is don't get so wrapped up in the breakup and forget that your kids are witnessing this right now and this is going to stick with them forever. So kind of take that in, and I hope that plants a seed for you guys, because we're all human and I know we let our emotions get the best of us sometimes, and I'm definitely guilty of that. So just be patient with yourself, and also just check yourself sometimes. Like if you over there crying and screaming and arguing with this person and the kid is in the other room or the kid is right there, just check yourself and realize you need to take yourself out of the situation for at least a moment and come back to reality and know that your child is growing up on what is going on right now. So if that helps, definitely put that into practice and just be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, but also be real with yourself and know that you can't keep this up if you have so much trauma that you're exposing your child to as well. So please keep that close to your heart, you guys. And we are now moving on to number 3, which is realize you are your own best partner. Because whenever you're dealing with a breakup, you need to try to transition or pivot the energy from focusing on the sudden absence of your significant other to the idea that you're now actually dating yourself. So I know I'm not the only one who's done this, but after a breakup, you just end up going through the pictures of this person, going through the pictures of y'all together and the times y'all had, and you just sit there and you sulk in it and you feel so much pain and you want to text them, you want to cry, like you want to punch a wall or something. But instead of doing that, instead of getting so wrapped up in that, I would try taking yourself out on dates. I know y'all might be like thinking that sounds funny or whatever, but it actually will work. I'm telling you, it'll make you feel better. Because I know how easy it is to feel abandoned and alone after a breakup and just feeling like you're drowning in a way. So in order to get away from that, let's do something like this to where it's actually more of a digestible life shift if you look at it as you're now your own partner instead of you have no partner now. Okay, so this is especially true if you are like me and you put so much time, effort, and energy into your ex and the relationship itself to a point that them being gone causes you to feel empty or kind of without a purpose. I know it sounds dramatic, but if you love hard, then that's kind of what happens, unfortunately. And learning to show up for yourself by taking yourself on dates, walks, at your favorite spots, or whatever brings you joy, it won't only make the process easier, but it will also naturally raise your standards and help you understand yourself better along the way so that you'll be better equipped for your next relationship or hear me out, if you later decide to try again with the same person, your standards will still be higher even though you're trying again with the same person. Maybe you can have the relationship work the second time around, if that. But I'm not talking to y'all who have had like off and on relationships over and over again with the same person. I do not recommend continuing that cycle because you're wasting your time. At that point, I truly think you're wasting your time, because why y'all breaking up so damn much? For real, why are you doing that? But anyway, if the other person has actually put the work in to heal and grow just as you have, then that's a different story. I think that has more of a fighting chance if that's the case. Like if y'all both know you guys have individually put the work into yourselves, I think the relationship has better odds if you try it again. So keep that in mind. And either way, I think this is a win-win, because despite it being difficult in the beginning, you'll be able to say you actually learned and you grew as you healed, while also leveling up so that you can attract better things into your life and then better people into your life. So I think this one is really important. Now, going into number 4, which is the last one I have for y'all, it is do not be stuck waiting for closure in order to get yourself to move on. This is another one that I have been guilty of. I've been in situations where I have a certain picture of what the closure should look like in my mind, and if I don't get it, I feel like I'm going crazy and I feel like I can't let it go. So this is for y'all who think like me or have thought like I used to think. So keep this in mind. Doing this, it only postpones your healing, because realistically, you need to know that you may never even get the apology or the explanation you're looking for. This person might not even care. This person might not even know how you're thinking. This person might not even understand why they need to say sorry or why they need to give you an explanation. So you might be waiting on that for the rest of your life. So don't do that, because that means you're going to be holding up your healing for the rest of your life, waiting for this person to act right or to do what you want. So please don't do that. That's never going to work. It's never a good thing to do, or a good habit to keep. So please don't do that. And just know that even as you're healing from the entire relationship, or let's say you're just healing from the breakup itself, like let's say it was a betrayal or just something out of the blue that traumatized you in this way, just understand it's okay to still think about them or even be reminded of them, But don't think that just because you're thinking about them or you see something that reminds you of them, don't think that that means you need to go hit them up or you need to go get back with them, because that's pretty normal to see or smell things or feel things that seem so familiar and that remind you of your ex, but that's not always going to be a sign. So if you think everything is a sign, I get it. I understand, but everything is not a sign. I'm gonna be honest with you, everything is not a sign. One way that I would suggest getting to the bottom of what you should do next, I would just pray. And if God gives you the answer, then God gives you that answer. But don't look around thinking everything is a sign for you to do X, Y, and Z, because it's not. Just look to God and he will tell you. He will tell you with certainty what to do. So just hear him out with that. And for the ending of the video, I want to do a prayer. I want to close in prayer. So, dear Lord, I pray that this video has resonated with anyone listening to the sound of my voice. And I also pray that this person finds so much self-love and so much understanding of themselves this year going forward. And I pray that they're able to forgive themselves and others. And not only that, but I pray that they're able to find their strength to move forward and appreciate what they have. And I also hope that everyone is able to stand more united and more willing to love and forgive each other. And also, God, I pray that those who are listening to the sound of my voice find their purpose or rediscover their purpose in this world, dear God. I pray for the insight to be with those who are listening. I pray that they're able to have insight in themselves and others in the situations that they may be in, and to find clarity in how to navigate out of these situations or navigate through these situations in order to heal and grow closer to themselves and grow closer to you, dear God. I pray that everyone is able to enjoy the next year going forward into 2025 and be grateful for all the things that they have and how far they have come and all their accomplishments, dear God. I pray that they're able to see how truly amazing that they are, no matter what they've been through, no matter what they've done. I just pray that now they have a newfound hope, or they have rediscovered the hope that they can have going forward, knowing that they can give everything to you and know that everything will work out in their favor, even if it may take a little longer sometimes, dear God. I pray that they remember this, and I pray that they just appreciate themselves and understand what their purpose is, dear God. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So thank you for that, guys. I'm not the best prayer when I'm praying out loud, I'm going to be honest, so just bear with me as I learn to get used to that. But I appreciate you guys for staying for the video, and I hope that I planted some seeds with you guys and you learned something from this video. So thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. All right, love you guys.